Good evening, everyone. I believe you are well, you're keeping well, you're enjoying your weekend. And just a quick market snippets. I want us to look at gold. But before we look at gold, let's begin with the DXY, that's the dollar index. And with the dollar index, we can see that from the daily time frame, it has been trending in a down channel. It has been trading in a down channel. That is from the daily time frame. Let's begin even from the higher time frame so that we can appreciate the trend. Okay, so from the monthly time frame, we can see the DXY. It has been on a retracement. Then we had the ranging. Okay, we had the ranging for quite some time. This was the range. It ranged for quite some time, and at the moment, there was a breakout from the range, and price came back again to this region. Okay, came back again to this region. But apart from that, also you can be able to appreciate that we have this area here, which is an area of support. So this side it was support. This side it was support. This side it was resistant, and now this side it's acting like support. Okay, so this is a support becomes resistance. That is the SBR setup. Okay. But again, beneath that, we can see we have a very strong demand zone. We have a very strong demand zone. So there are chances from the monthly time frame. There are chances that this price might come back to this zone. Okay, before we see now the continuation of the uptrend. Okay, before we see the continuation of the uptrend. So in the weekly, you can see there was a break of this channel. Okay, there was a break of this channel. You can see the channel here. This was the channel. Okay, so this is the channel, and from this channel, basically, let me draw it clearly. So there was this range. So the market was trending between this downtrend, the downtrend channel, because it was creating what we call lower lows and lower highs. Okay, it was creating series of lower lows and lower highs. And at this level, okay, at this level is when now we had what we call the market, the breaking structure. Okay, so this was the level whereby we had the breaking structure. That is in the weekly time frame. Okay, this is the breaking structure in the weekly time frame. Okay, so in the daily time frame, so allow me to delete those drawings. I believe you can be able to appreciate them. And basically in the daily time frame, what we have is the down channel. We have the down channel here. Okay, so you can see the down channel. You can say that the dollar index has been trading in the down channel. It has been trading in the down channel for quite some time. Okay, so when you look at the 4-hour time frame, okay, when you look at the 4-hour time frame, so let me delete some of these drawings, but ensure that you mark those areas. They are very critical. Okay, they are very critical in terms of giving us the direction. So from the weekly, from the 4-hour time frame, we have a strong area of demand. We have a strong area of demand. So there are chances that this dollar index might come to this region and go up. Okay, so remember we have the target. It's around that level, because again from this level we want to see the dollar index react from these levels, because we have this again supply zone at that level. But also we have some gaps. We have a gap around this region for the DXY that is not covered. Okay, for the DXY that is not covered. So we might see DXY go up, cover this gap, and we expect some reaction in this level, okay, in the demand, in the supply level that we have marked, okay. So in the downside, if this demand zone is not respected, in the downside, we anticipate these regions, okay. We anticipate the dollar index come all the way to these regions. That is in the downside. That is in the downside. So we expect dollar index to reach these levels, okay. So basically, we can say that from the higher time frame, let me delete this drawing so that you can appreciate the price. So from the higher time frames, from the weekly time frame, again, we can see we have this area of supply. We have this area of supply. So there are chances that most likely this dollar index might go up. Okay, it might go up to this region, and then we see a sell-off. Okay, we see a sell-off to this area, probably first to around first we want to see these areas being flipped. We have this area that is the previous change in trend, that is the BOS. Okay, want to see price flip through this region and now come maybe probably down to around these areas. We have another area of we can call this, it's an area of support. It's an area of support that was breached. You can see this was support, then it became resistant this time, and the price went up all the way up. Okay, so we might see a retest of these areas. Okay, so when you look at gold, that is gold is the pair that I love trading the most. So with gold, basically, let's look at what prices are doing in the higher time frames. Okay, in the higher time frames. So we begin with the monthly, and with the monthly, what you can be able to see from the monthly, we can recognize these. We have an area of resistance. Okay, we have areas of resistance around that level, and remember these resistance, they are not basically single prices. We said that these are zones. Okay, they are zones. So we see how price has been reacting in that level. So there was a rejection in that area, and also again we have a supply zone, okay, a demand zone at this level. Okay, we have a demand zone at this level. So in the weekly time frame, if gold respect this resistance, then we anticipate to see a downward move, again, maybe probably not these levels that fast, but we want to see probably let's move in the weekly time frame so that we can see the areas probably to target. So from the weekly time frame, we have this area of support. We have this area of support. Okay, so this can be our first target. So if gold continues on the bullish, on the bearish side, so around 1818, and then from the daily time frame, let's look at the daily time frame, which will be able to give us the directional bias for gold this week. So from the daily time frame, basically we can see we have this level. Okay, we have these levels here. Okay, we have these levels here. That is a very key support, a very key support level. Okay, a very key support level on the daily time frame. That's for gold. And if we see some rejection in this area, then we might be anticipating gold to go maybe the next level around 1950, these levels around 1950. because we have around 1950, we have a supply zone. Okay, we have a supply zone around that level. So gold might go up these levels before maybe going back downwards. But if it flips this level, so this is the supply level. Okay, this is a supply zone. So if it flips the supply zone, then we want to see gold go all the way to around this zone or region. Okay, we have another supply area in these levels. Okay, so if it flips this level, or if it does not respect this supply zone here, then we anticipate gold to fly all the way to this level. Okay, so two things likely to happen: gold come to this level, and then we see a drop. Okay, we see a drop. All gold can come to these levels. Okay, can come to this level, break through that level. Then we see a retest, and then we see gold come all the way to this other supply zone. Okay, see gold come all the way to this supply zone. So on the downside, if gold respect this structure, this supply zone here, then we can see we can target gold maybe to reach these levels. Okay, we can anticipate gold to reach these levels. That is around 1974, 1974, 1975, between 1974 to 1969. Also, we have another area here. We have another area here. So this side, this was support. Okay, so this was support. This side, you can see it's a very critical area. It's a very critical area. So this side plays as support. Okay, this side plays as support, supporting the price. Then there was the breakout. Then again another breakout, and now we anticipate the price at first maybe come to those levels. Okay, so we might see some rejection from these levels, maybe slightly high, and then we anticipate another fall maybe to this demand area. Okay, demand area. So if this demand area is flipped, then we anticipate gold to go around 1944, 1844, 1832. Remember, we have a gap at that level that was created on the Friday when Gaza attacked Israel. Okay, so so those are the key areas that you need to note. Those are the key areas that you need to note. But again, like I said, it is right now it is in a key level of support in the daily time frame. So we anticipate to see some form of rejection probably, and this will be the next level that it shall be targeting on the upside. So if it flips this level, or if it does not obey this as the supply zone we have here, then we shall be anticipating gold again to go to this other next supply level at around 1985. Before then, probably going to around 2010 levels. Okay, so again, something that I want you to appreciate from the daily time frame. If we take the Fibonacci, okay, if we take the Fibonacci level, the Fibonacci, let's take the Fibonacci. So with the Fibonacci, so this is our Fibonacci. So we take from the highest level, then the lowest level. So that is the lowest level around that area. That is the highest level. Okay. So we can see that right now, this is the key area, 0.618 to 0.5. Okay, so chances are that gold will tend to flip the 50%. Okay, the 50%, 0.5 levels. Okay, so again, this becomes a very key region between 0.618 to 0.8 to 0.5. Okay, so this becomes a very key area for gold So we might see some form, we might see gold, maybe probably go up to this region. Let me delete now the feeds because you can see the levels. So we might see gold go up maybe to this area of supply, then come back to this region between maybe up to around the 50% Fibonacci levels, because it tends to respect those levels so much, okay? So on the 4-hour time frame, okay, on the 4-hour time frame, this is what we have on the 4-hour time frame, okay? So allow me to delete these levels. So ensure that you mark those levels as you're discussing them or as we are highlighting them, okay? So on the 4-hour time frame, we can see we have a very key level. We have a very key level at that point. So this is a support level that was broken. So this area is support. Then the price went or broke through the support level, and now support becomes resistance. That is SBR, okay? So there was this retest, and the reason why gold gave this movement. We said that after every breakout, there must be a retest, okay? So again, at this level, we can see gold trying to form what we call the head and shoulder, okay? So before I draw the head and shoulder pattern, a moment before I draw that head and shoulder pattern, let's go back to the daily time frame and try to locate the Fibonacci levels, because there is something here that I want you to see, which is very critical, okay? Which is very critical that you cannot ignore that. So this is the 50% Fibonacci level, okay? So allow me to mark this area, okay? 50% Fibonacci level, right? So I can now delete the Fibonacci. So when you go to the 4-hour time frame, we can see the head and shoulder pattern. So it might form this head and shoulder pattern in respect to what now we call the what, in respect to the 50% Fibonacci level, okay? In respect to the 50% Fibonacci level. So this is the head, and this is the right shoulder, okay? So remember, this is support. This is support that was broken. So this side is support, this side is resistance, okay? So right now, gold, you can say it's on the downside, okay? Gold is on the downside. The reason why we were saying that on the daily time frame, if I am to revisit again, so we might anticipate to see gold retrace to this level of supply here, like we had noted, and then we see the downside move, okay? And then we see the downside move. So at this level, we anticipate to see maybe a slight move upwards, so as to take the daily supply level, and then we anticipate the downward movement, okay? So at this level, again, we can see we had a minor, this is a minor support, again, this level, it was broken. Then now we might want to see a retest. Price comes back to retest this level as it comes to respect the daily supply. Okay, we have a daily supply level, that one that we had marked around that point. Okay, so those are the key areas. That we need to watch over gold, on gold. So we anticipate a retracement up, then probably a downward movement to around 1910. And if it flips through this level, the 50% level, okay? So if it flips through this level, then we might see gold around these levels. That is between the 1875 levels, okay? So that's what we anticipate for this week. And again, remember, this week we have some key fundamentals for the USD. On Tuesday, we have the core CPI and the CPI CPI YY. So you can see from the projections. So this is the projection. They are projecting that core CPI to remain the same. That is CPI-MM, previous was 0.4. So they're projecting 0.1%. That is a decrease. And also for the CPI-YY, the previous was 3.7. And the current is what is being forecasted is 3.3. So again, this indicates a decline, okay? So basically using the forecast, we have a general bias that the CPI might tend to decrease. And if the CPI decreases, then it means that the dollar will lose strength, okay? The dollar will lose strength. So if the dollar will lose strength, therefore we anticipate probably a pair like gold to buy during this news. GBP/USD anticipate a buy with this kind of news. That is, if the actual figures actually indicate a decrease. Okay, so that is the fundamental analysis bit of it. Because this is when we have some key fundamentals. Okay, remember we said that when you're trading fundamental, when the base currency is stronger than the quote currency, then we anticipate to do what? To buy, okay? So when the quote currency is stronger than the base currency, then we anticipate to sell. We anticipate to sell. So for this case, if this CPI data is going to be as per the forecast, okay? So this forecast gives us a directional bias or a general bias. So they're indicating a decrease. So if the actual figures show a decrease, then the dollar is going to weaken. And if the dollar is going to weaken, then we shall be looking to buy anything that has any pair that has dollar as good currency, and we shall be looking to sell anything that has dollar as the base currency. Okay, so that is the technical overview. That is the technical overview. Also on Wednesday we have core PPI for the USD. Again, this is inflation data. We also have the core retail. We also have the core retail. We have the PPI again for the inflation. We have the retail, okay, retail sales. So it's quite a busy week fundamentally for the dollar, beginning Tuesday on Wednesday, and on Thursday we have the unemployment claims. Okay, so the fundamentals might trigger these areas that we have looked about, or these areas that we have identified. So ensure that you mark this chart, you mark those areas again, watch the video, mark those areas again, and we wait when the price triggers those areas so that we can execute trades, okay? Remember, a smart trader is someone who identifies the key points of interest and wait for the price to trigger those points of interest before executing a trade, okay? So that being said, I don't want to take much of your time. Enjoy the week ahead, and I hope that it will be a profitable week. Probably, I'll see probably, but I'm not promising that probably tomorrow we might do a live trading that is from the YouTube channel, live trading YouTube channel. But I'm not promising. Again, it's on holiday, so I don't want to bother you so much. But in case we do, definitely you will see an alert. Okay, so ensure you like and subscribe so that in case I have a live analysis, you don't miss, so that you can get the notification. Okay, so once again, thank you, and I wish you a blue week ahead, and see you at the top.